If it's your first year self-publishing or independently publishing, here's what you can expect. Ready? Nothing. Okay? Nothing. You can expect nothing. In other words, you should not have any expectations whatsoever. You just wrote a book and you released it. Why isn't it going to the moon? Why aren't everybody that buying it? Well, because it's your first book. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows your name. Nobody knows what you write or how good you are at it. I'm sure you're great. Listen, the truth is, my first year publishing fiction, I made $700. Okay, and now that may not sound like much. In today's dollars, I guess it's probably like $1 million. But the truth of the matter is, that's not going to be a career for anybody. $700 a year is not enough to live on. The truth of the matter is, I think a lot of us come into this expecting a little bit more than that. I think we authors think, I understand that, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of books in order to build a career, but my book's different. My book's a little bit better. I think we all think that our book is somehow special. Listen, it's not special. I promise it's not special. If you're watching this video right now, you probably know that it's not special. It's good. It's not Pulitzer Prize winning great. It's just a book in a certain genre. And that's what I want to get into a little bit, is this idea of talking about genre and the expectation you should have for your first year as a publisher. The first thing you should be focusing on is the genre itself. And I just mentioned that, and here's what that means. That you've written a book, great. What genre is it supposed to be in? Not what two genres, not I wrote a genre-bending sci-fi, fantasy, leprechaun romance book. We're talking about one genre. Go to Amazon, figure out what genre your book is in. Just one. Now, I know you may have elements of other genres in there, that's fine. But you need to really dial in what genre you wrote that book in. And if you want to write another book, you need to figure out if you want to stay in that genre or not. And here's what I'm getting at. When you publish, you really need to be focusing in on one single genre to own throughout your author career. Of course you can switch around. Of course you can write science fiction and then turn around and write sweet romance. There's nothing wrong with that. But from a marketing perspective, it's going to be difficult to do both. It's going to be difficult to market science fiction to the readers of yours who want to read sweet romance. Does that make sense? It's not that you can only have one genre. It's just that you really need to focus on one at a time. And if this is your first year publishing, if you've only got one book out or a couple books, you really should focus on the same genre. You need to figure that out early on. You need to know that genre. Rather than focusing on that one single book, write the next book in the same genre. Understand the genre a little bit better every time you do it. You release one book in a certain genre. You study the genre by reading in the genre, by talking to other authors, and talking to readers and seeing what they expected or didn't expect that you did well or that you could improve on. Get that feedback early on and get it often. And then write the next book and keep it in that same genre until you really feel like you understand the boundary, the box around that genre and what you're able to do and not able to do. The second thing you should be focusing on at all times is the next book. If this is your first year as an author, I got news for you. It's probably going to be at least a few more years before you really say you've made it, whatever that means for you. If you want to retire off of your book income, it's going to be a little while. That's just the way it is. Now, there's always exceptions that prove the rule, right? Looking at you, Hugh Howey. But the deal is, you need to be focusing on the next book at all times. You need to be writing the next book. You need to be releasing the next book. Yes, you're still studying genre, you're still understanding tropes, you're still figuring out reader expectations, and hopefully building that list of readers who like what you've got, and want to hear more. But you should always be focused on the next book, period. Plain and simple. One of the struggles that we face as first-time authors, and something I dealt with a lot, was thinking, now I know more, I want to go back and fix that book. That's really compelling, and you may want to do that, but I'm urging you caution. Don't do that. Not because the book can't be improved. It absolutely can. Everything can always be improved. Not because you don't actually know more. You legitimately do. You've studied and you've honed your craft. But because time is running out for you to write that next book. You just need to get the next book out. That's all you need to be focusing on. Write the next book. Release the next book. Publish more often. Just do it. If it sucks, you can always take it down. The chances are it's not going to be as bad as you think. You just need to get to the next one and the next one. And pretty soon you're going to look back and you're going to have 10, 15, 20 books that you've written that are all better than the last one. And your readers are going to be there clamoring for the next book. And you're going to realize you don't have time to go back and rewrite the early stuff. That's a good problem to have. The third thing you should be focusing on if this is your first year as an author is remembering that this is a long-term game. This isn't something you're going to be able to do in 6 months. Yeah, you could probably build an author career in 1 year if you've done everything right, and I've got some videos about that you can check out. But the truth of the matter is, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than you might think. It's something different for everybody. Whether you want to make $700 your first year like I did, or you want to, kill it and have a 1 million best-selling copy book, the truth of the matter is you probably won't hit that goal. So that's why I go back to the first rule. Don't have any expectations that first year. Make sure you're doing what you can to make the book great, make it look good, get a great cover, get it edited well, get a good product, and then try to sell that product to the market and realize that it's not about you or that book. It's about, this just takes a long time, okay? This is a long-term game. It always has been, it always will be. You need to start with one book, one reader, work on the next book, find another reader with that one. Work on the third book, find another reader with that one. Pretty soon you're gonna have a list of readers, but it's gonna take a while. And if you're in it for the long term, you already know that, you already understand that, and you're fine with that. So those are the 3 things you need to be focusing on. Focus on the genre, not the book, okay? We can write the best book in the world, but if it's not in the right genre, we'll never be able to find the right people to read it. Number 2, focus on the next book at all times. Great, you finished one book, what's next? Your readers are gonna want more. What do you have ready for them? And third, most importantly, this is a long-term game. This isn't something you're gonna be able to do this weekend. You're not gonna have a career to show for it next week. You have to do it. You have to buckle up, sit down, do the work, and keep doing it for months and then years. At some point, you're gonna look down and say, wow, I'm making good money with this. This can be a career for me. So those are the 3 most important things that you as a first-time author or first-year author need to be focused on. I've got tons of content like this. Go ahead and mash that subscribe button, the like button, wherever it is on your screen, press it. There's more to come. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.